He just turned around and the little... Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mail, this time for the month of April 2017. And you may have noticed already that...
Is that Keppy?
Kepler is joining us in the cat tree. I think it's the first time a cat has joined us in the cat tree for a Mail video. It's also kind of nice because I know he's off screen, but Sagan is actually asleep on my lap. They just wanted to chill out with us today, so we have the whole family today for Mail. Mal, who is our featured letter from?
Our featured letter is from Rachel in Carmel, Indiana.
And Rachel says, Dear Stephen and Mal, I've wanted to send you a letter for a long time now, so here it is at last. It's maybe weirdly personal, so I'll try to keep it brief. I just want to express my deep appreciation for all you do. When I watch your videos, I feel like I'm right in the room with you. Maybe it's weird to say since you don't know me at all, but I feel like the both of you have become dear people in my life. You brighten my days with your fantastic content, staggeringly impressive work ethic, I use look to the day after tomorrow all the time, and your shining personalities. Stephen and Mal, you inspire me. I see you living your lives to the fullest and embracing all the joys and fears of being self-employed artists. It gives me strength on my own artistic path. So I guess it's all I really want to say. And thank you. Love, Rachel. Well, Rachel, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we inspire you. Being self-employed artists is frightening.
Yeah.
It was frightening when it was just me. And it was far more frightening when it's both of us. And it's like, oh, woo, who knows what's going to happen every month. But I sincerely appreciate having the ability to inspire others to pursue whatever it is that they would like to pursue. It is, sometimes a scary journey, but it's a very fulfilling journey. Mm-hmm. Like if someone really wants to do something, if they really want to pursue art of some kind, whether that be traditional art or video or music or writing or whatever it may be, like, the best thing I can tell you is go for it, because it feels great. And sometimes things are a little weird or very scary, but it feels great. In addition to Rachel sending us a letter, we actually had two other cards that I'm just going to hit on briefly. I know we normally just do one featured letter, but I wanted to say thank you to Camille for the birthday card. This was in April, so this is Mal's birthday card, and I like the beautiful art on the front. Pretty. And also this one's funny. This is from Anna and Thomas, and they sent us a. This is actually a photo of their wedding, and they had sent us anniversary photos years ago on Mail. And the card itself is a Christmas card. So they sent us a Christmas card in April, and I think that's a great idea. People do Christmas in July?
Yeah. That
could be a thing. In July, people just start sending everyone Christmas cards. Why not? Why not confuse the heck out of your family? I'm just saying, it's not a terrible idea. Anyway, so that's the leather / cards that we got for this month. Now we're going to move on to packages. Mal, who's the first package from?
Our first package is from Amazon, so we don't know who it's from.
Amazon, I love Amazon. Amazon's such a great guy.
There is a gift receipt.
Okay, cool. Excellent. It says, Hi, Stephen and Mal. I hope you enjoy these games I sent you. Keep being awesome. Greetings from Finland. Nina, a.k.a. Duckus from YouTube. Awesome. Thank you, Nina.
Here's the first one.
So let's take a look at what this is. This is L.A. Noire for PS3, the complete edition, which I have always wanted to play. And partially because the game legitimately sounds really intriguing, but then also I'm a huge fan of things that were developed by Rockstar. So I have a feeling I would really enjoy this, and at some point I'd love to actually get around to it. So thank you for that. And then also, oh man, what happened?
I just crunched the package that's empty, and Sagan kind of...
Oh, and he scared you because you scared him? Last Guardian, thank you so much. This is a game that I want to play at some point. It's something that's high on my list because for those who are not aware, not familiar with the timeline of these games, this is the third game in Team Ico's... It's not a trilogy. I hope it's not a trilogy because I want them to make more games, but Team Ico was a company that formed under Sony Interactive Entertainment, and they made Ico, which is where they called them, that's why they called themselves Team Ico. Then they made Shadow of the Colossus, And then this was in development hell for a million years, and then it finally came out less than a year ago.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to get around to playing this. At some point, maybe this year, Eco is going to be coming out on Steven Plays, and then I really want to bring this to the channel as well. And it's weird for me to say I know that this is going to be a fantastic game, but like I love Shadow of the Colossus so much, and I love what they do. So I know that Last Guardian has got to be absolutely fantastic. So, Nina, thank you so much for both of the games.
Our next package is from the UK, and it's addressed to me.
Well,
and it's from a company, so
okay.
I'm not sure who it's actually from.
Hopefully there's a gift receipt.
Pull out this piece of paper first.
It seems like it could be.
No gift receipt on it.
Okay.
But there is a bottle of black paints.
Black paint?
Yeah.
It says Black 2.0, the world's maddest,
flattest black art material.
Maddest, flattest black art material. So, like, this is super black. It says black, super flat, super matte, ultra pigmented acrylic paint. Don't use on hot surfaces, light bulbs, radiators. Do keep out of reach of kids. Don't swallow, they'll get in your eyes. Well, I mean, that was all. You probably knew that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's really cool.
So, like, super, super flat black paint. You think you've been painting with black, but now...
super black.
Super black. Cool. I don't know who sent this.
That's cool,
but
though.
Thank you. That's very nice.
I'll have to try it out.
Yeah. You have to think of something that could really use something like really super flat black.
Super flat.
Like something that's got to be like dark, dark.
I'll think about it.
Like when you're looking at your lumiscopes and you get it down to 0, but then you really want to pull it down to -20.
That's this black?
That's like that. Only a few people watching understood a word that I just said. But those who did were like, this is a good joke. Thanks.
Our next package is from John in the UK.
And I just thought of this. I'm scared so much.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
He thinks it's a toy for him.
It is a toy for him.
I just thought of something. This mail video is going to be coming out, I think, just a few days after I had my surgery.
Yeah.
So hi. I'm okay. I thought that I would address that because I think people understand that these are filmed later.
Yeah.
They're usually filmed whenever I'm in the editing process and I'm getting closer to this coming out. That's when I do it. But I just wanted to make sure that was, understood, because otherwise people would be like, I just watched the vlog and you were like sick in bed, and how are you up moving? It's because this was filmed quite a bit later. Anyway. Okay.
Here's the letter.
Okie doke.
And there's also this. 1,000 blank white cards. The Biscuit booster contains 11 additional game cards.
And I'm going to guess that they're biscuit related.
Yeah.
Hi, Stephen and Mal. Hope the new place is treating you well and the neighbors, ducks, aren't complaining about noise or pouring gallons of toilet water through the ceiling. The box you have here is a throwback to a mail video you did a few months back. Mal started talking about British biscuits and whether we had any with a softer texture. So here we are. I've included 2 wild cards, fig rolls and Jaffa Cakes, both of which are much softer in texture, and there is ongoing debate on the status of the latter as either a biscuit or cake. To save my going into too much detail, I've included a literal encyclopedia on all manner of British tea and biscuit etiquette. It's quite a read, if not least for the obsessional nature of it all. I recommend the entry for the bourbon, page 83 and 84. You'll see what I mean. There's also a pack of cards. Not sure if you still play the game, but they're in there. Lastly, I implore you to try dunking. We obsess about it for a reason. I've recently taken to weekly vlogging as a way of getting myself out of a video making rut from last year, and would you know it, I'm behind. I now see just how easy it is to get thrown off track, so wanted to say you guys are both doing great. Enjoy the baked goods, John, aka Ovinicus. I bet that's pronounced.
Ovinicus
sounds right. Mm-hmm. John, thank you. So, first off, I remember this. I remember...
the conversation we had?
Yes, I remember talking about that and wondering that. because we had big discussions, not even just on camera, but off camera about that as well. So let's see what's in here.
Here's the encyclopedia. Nice cup of tea and a sit down. It's such a British title. And a sit down.
Let's go to page 83 and take a look. Bourbon. I fear I'm going to create controversy here. My views on the bourbon biscuit are somewhat similar to my feelings towards Jennifer Lopez. When described to the uninitiated, both sound lovely and each is greatly admired. I, however, find myself somewhat underwhelmed. I often feel that I'm missing the point with the bourbon biscuit, and by rights I should like it a lot more than I do. Though it frequents a great number of biscuit assortments, I often find that I will pass it over, often in favor of biscuits with apparently lesser charms. I can quite imagine that some people think that the bourbon is about as good as it gets. I'm just not one of them. Nevertheless, I still have a great deal of respect for it, being as it is one of the elder statesmen of the biscuit tin, and it can certainly show the Johnny-come-lately biscuits a thing or two about classic biscuit design. Why it should be named after a 16th century French-Italian royal dynasty is anybody's guess. When faced with such historical conundrums, there is really only one way forward for the semi-diligent biscuit critic, and that is to fabricate some weak theory. Let's say that Charles II of Bourbon liked a plate of chocolate sandwich creams as he conquered the crowns of Naples and Sicily and restored them to a united and independent kingdom. The one shown here is a Crawford's Bourbon, also known for their custard creams. As you can see, these bourbons have excellent embossing in the regulation 10 holes, and you can clearly make out a little sugar crystals embedded in it. There is good sport to be had in breaking bourbons apart to get at their chocolate cream filling, with points being scored for precision and full marks going to complete removal of the cream as a single entity. Bourbons are also reassuringly uniform in size, regardless of the manufacturer. 61mm by 31mm being the accepted standard. Given their regular dimensions, perhaps bourbon biscuits could form the basis of an SI unit of measurement, with biscuits being measured in bourbons. For example, the digestive has a diameter of 1.13 bourbons, or that ocean liner over there is 7.6 kilobourbons long, or the wavelength of light emitted by that krypton laser is approximately 46.1 nanobourbons. I'm sure you see what I'm getting at. My God. You weren't kidding at all. And on the back it says, a crusading work of genius. This is amazing. This is so funny. Thank you. First off for that.
John also included bourbon.
Oh, thank God. Because I just learned everything I ever needed to know about bourbon cream biscuits. And now it's important that I, eat bourbon cream biscuits. And for the record, I do occasionally dunk.
You do. I
do occasionally dunk. But I am in the camp that, may not always be preferred, that a lot of times I'll have a hot tea or coffee with something like this, and I will, instead of dunking, I will just eat it and then drink, which is like a back and forth motion. I take a bite and then do a drink. Because I do like the dunking.
Yes.
But you can over dunk so easily, and you got to be real careful on that dunking. See, I could write the book too. See, you start.
Your son's a bit more like Jerry Seinfeld.
Well, that's also my level of intelligence towards the subject. You got to be careful not to overdunk.
Because you can overdunk.
Because sometimes you can put the biscuit in, and if you leave it in too long, then the biscuit's not coming back out, and then your biscuit winds up part of the tea. We'll move on to see what else John has sent.
There's pink wafers.
I love those.
We have in the States, and
those are great.
They are good.
They are fantastic.
They have a name here.
They do.
Are they just wafer cookies?
Maybe they're just called wafer cookies.
But they come in like pink, chocolate, and vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few different flavors of them.
Ginger nut biscuits.
So is that like ginger snaps?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably ginger snaps. Maybe it might even just straight up be ginger snaps. They call them something different.
Mini Jaffa Cakes.
Jaffa Cakes.
See, that's what I'm interested in.
What is a Jaffa Cake?
I don't know.
It's a golden sponge, off to a good start, topped with tangy orange and half coated in dark chocolate. I would like to try one of these. And then
fig rolls.
So like Fig Newtons?
Yeah, like Fig Newtons.
Okay, we got fig rolls here.
And digestives.
Digestives.
Which we've had, because Lindsay bought them.
They sell them at Publix.
Yes.
There are not many grocery stores that carry them.
There's like a UK British section of Publix.
And it's, when we say section, we literally mean like
yeah.
Like this much space on the shelf, but that's something that's there. Would you like to try a mini Jaffa cake?
Yeah.
I would love to try a mini Jaffa cake. I'm not sure.
We also have the cards yet.
Yes, yeah, I want to look at those too.
You open those.
And actually, I'm sure when John sent this this package that we had not yet brought 1,000 Blank White cards to Stephen Plays with Tabletop Simulator. So John's probably excited about that. And I have to say, John, if you haven't already, highly consider like taking these cards that you've sent and like creating them with Chaz's little online creator thing where the cards get put into the game, because that's what you should do.
So we have a dunk too far, negative 2,000, 200. I can read numbers.
I mean,
which is just what you were talking about.
I mean, depending on how deeply affected you are by the fact that your cookie is gone, then you may feel like it's minus 2,000.
Confusing the tea caddy with grandma's ashes. Minus 300. Player misses the next turn in any upcoming family engagements.
What do you say? Would you like to? Oh, goodness.
We have a bourbon-themed card. A bigger, blacker bourbon. Plus 600. Choose one player. They must high-five you or forfeit the game.
That's a very serious card.
And all of these are based on tea and biscuits, and it's phenomenal.
Mallory.
Yes.
You've got to smell these.
Yeah.
It's like it's an aroma of chocolate and orange. Man, I had already forgotten that I read that they were spongy, and I was expecting a crunch. I threw them in my mouth and was like, "Cry what?"
See, I was expecting them to be soft, but they are tangy. Wow.
They are. It's like eating an orange peel.
I really like it. This is what I was thinking about, like wondering if there were soft biscuits in the UK.
You know what this reminds me of? And this is only because this is the only thing that I've experienced that really combines orange and chocolate.
One of those orange Christmas balls?
I don't know if they have them elsewhere, but in the States we have these things that come out around Christmas time.
Chocolate orange.
And it's a chocolate orange. It's not an actual orange, but it's about the size and shape of an orange. And they've put it in some sort of mold so it looks like an orange, and it's cut into pieces.
It has sections like an orange does.
It has sections, so when you open it up, it's it's chocolate.
It's like an orange.
And it looks like an orange, but it tastes like an orange. So it's a chocolate orange. That's what these are like. Except I think these are stronger.
Yeah, they are.
They are really strong. Like, they're good. Like, if you don't like orange, you hate this. But I like oranges.
You want to try a bourbon quick?
We have something, I mean, I haven't tasted it yet, but just based on the appearance, we have something that's similar looking in the States. The little Keebler Elf fudge.
The Milanos?
No.
Oh, I don't know them.
Oh, there's these little Keebler Elf things, and they're not chocolate cookies, and I'm sure the quality of the cookie is not good, but they're similar in shape and design with the chocolate cream filling inside.
So how big is my hand in bourbons?
Like 2 bourbons wide or long or whatever. That's very good. It's very chocolatey.
Yeah. I kind of expected it to be like bourbon the alcohol. Like bourbon spirit flavored cookie.
I don't think that was the idea.
I mean, I learned from the book it's based off of, what was it? Some ruler, Charles II.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised how chocolatey these are. Huh. They're really good. Now, admittedly, we did not dunk these, but I can fix that later and eat these while having a nice cup of tea and a sit down.
We could have friends over for a nice cup of tea and a sit down.
Cool.
I mean, Lindsay spent time in the UK, in London.
She might even actually, like...
I mean, she's the one who bought these for us to try the first time, so...
Yeah, she'd probably identify, some of this stuff. Anyway, John, thank you. I know it's probably obvious for anyone watching, but, like, I love snacks. And especially if you're in, a foreign country and you have, like, these interesting and unique things that you send our way that I can eat.
Or even regional things, like someone sent us those beaver nuggets from Texas.
Yeah, I mean, if there's something, like, interesting or delicious that is unique to a place that you live and you want us to try it, like, send it our way, man, because I'm totally into getting biscuits and cookies and things like that. That's some of my favorite things, and these are really good. And the Jaffa Cakes are surprising. I'm kind of wondering if we have something equivalent to this.
I can't think of anything.
Because, like, we have Fig Newtons, we have ginger snaps, which are probably similar. These are harder to find, but we have those. We have... I'm assuming they probably taste pretty similar to these. Now, the bourbons are a little different. The Keebler Elf cookies that we have are not really quite the same. But I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this here in the States, so this would probably be harder to find. Anyway, John, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Our next package is from Jordan in Vancouver, British Columbia.
And it's this cute package.
It is a very cute little box.
It's a cute little box that is the size of a GameCube. Except it's not a GameCube.
Hello, this is a side effect of spring cleaning.
Hello, Mal and Steven. And Merry Christmas. Did I time it right? No? Too early? Jordan, a.k.a. Cruise to Blues here, was helping clean out the crawl space and came across some Game Boy / Game Boy Color / Game Boy Advance games that I thought I'd send off to you. You already have most of these, but hopefully you can get some trade-in value for them. Included in this box are, if you can find them at the same time, then good luck, but I'm just going to read them off. Lock and Chase for Game Boy, Monsters, Inc., Nobunaga's Ambition, Super Mario Land 1, Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, Tetris, a Doraemon game that's probably counterfeit, a Jungle Book game that's definitely counterfeit. Those are exciting, actually. Like, depending. If it's a game that's counterfeit, that's like the same game, that's slightly less interesting, but sometimes you'll get games, you'll find games in like flea markets that they have a label on them that's not quite right, and it's like a completely different game, man. There were, back in the early 2000s, people did that with Pokemon titles, and there would be like Pokemon, vinegar, or like all these weird things, and sometimes they would be just normal, like Pokemon Red, Blue, whatever. Sometimes they would be like a different game, and you were like, what happened? Anyway.
I found those too. Look at the art on this.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. The Jungle Book game is definitely counterfeit. Yeah, that's... the cart itself, I don't think is... it's not even a real... yeah, on the front it just says game. Instead of saying Game Boy on the front, it just says game.
And the other ones say Nintendo Game Boy, and Doraemon 2 just says Game Boy. But maybe that's because it's an import?
Because it's an import?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know my history.
No, I think that also is counterfeit. But once again, I'm super curious to find out, like, what game it is that's on it. It could be the actual games, but sometimes it's wild, man. For Game Boy Color, there's Wario Land 2 and Wario Land 3 in the manual, which I certainly appreciate. A lot of times, manuals for these loose carts are really hard to come by, so anytime we get sent those, I really appreciate them. And then for Game Boy Advance, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mega Man Battle Network 2, Pac-Man Collection, Pinobi Wings of Adventure plus the manual, Spyro Attack of the Rhinox plus box plus manual plus poster plus precautions booklet plus software registration mail that's paid for. The poster also doubles as a Crash Nitro Kart poster, so that was basically Spyro complete.
Yeah.
Super Mario Advance, Super Mario Advance 2, I'm not sure the cart's in Japanese, and then Wario Land 4. That's it. Have a wonderful rest of your day from Jordan. Jordan, thank you. And Cruise to Blues, aka Jordan, is responsible for doing a lot on the wiki. They're responsible for, like, I don't want to say like running the wiki, because it's not that they run the wiki, but they have edited so many articles and done so much for the upkeep of the wiki that I just wanted to say here on this mail video, thank you. And if you didn't know that we had a wiki, if you're watching right now and you're like, you have a wiki? Yeah, it's in the description. It's really fleshed out. There's thousands and thousands of articles, and everyone does a really great job keeping it up to date. In fact, I use it a lot personally if I don't know information. I actually go to the wiki and I'm like, I'm looking for a vlog and it has like this in it. And then I find it and I'm like, oh, thank God for the wiki, because there's sometimes I can't even find my own content. Anyway, that's a lot. That's a lot of.
I mean, that's all them, and these are all these.
Yeah, there's the Game Boy Advance games, and there's a lot of.
These are the color, and then these are Game Boy games.
Yeah, Jordan, thank you so much. Some of these we have, but like you said, I can turn them into trade-in, and we can, just get some other stuff that we don't have at Player's Choice. But then some of them I definitely don't have. I know for certain. And some of them, I'm not sure I've heard of. Pinobee? I don't think I've ever heard of Pinobee. It reminds me of like Game Boy Advance version of Buck Bumble.
I was gonna say Buck Bumble.
Because there's not very many games that feature a bee. Anyway, Jordan, once again, thank you so much for the games.
Our last two packages are from Quinn in Selkirk, New York. But the first one is actually coming from Peachtree City, Georgia via someone else. But it does say from Quinn on it.
Yes.
So this says, stop, please. If you haven't opened the other box from Quinn in New York, please do so before you open this one. Or don't, whatever. I'm a sign, not a cop.
Okay.
That answers that question.
That's great, though. Like, there's occasions where sometimes people send, two packages, and that's a really great way to ensure that we open the right one first, because we're opening this one, but we
have another one.
We have another one, so now we'll just be, okay, so put that over there and we'll open the other one from Quinn first.
First off, we have a letter to me.
Okay.
Hey Mal, it's Quinn, longtime viewer, first time writer, although I've sent you a couple things in the past. I cannot recall when I started watching the vlog, but I'm almost positive I started watching the games with Zelda Twilight Princess. Now, Steven's pretty funny, I guess, asterisks. Yes, that's a joke. But truly, you made the LP a masterpiece that it is. When Malmix was announced, I immediately subscribed. I was so excited to watch this channel develop from the beginning, knowing you had such a passion for teaching. It's always been a dream of mine to be able to draw or paint. However, every time I sought advice, I always wound up with things that didn't help. No one seemed to want to address how to handle mistakes, always touting that nothing in art was a mistake, just happy accidents. You've been the only teacher who takes the time to admit their mistakes and show us how to fix them. After watching several episodes, I went out and bought basic supplies. With that, for the first time in years, I've enjoyed creating traditional art. Later, I ended up getting back into art of my own style, photography and jewelry pieces. I'm truly indebted to you, bringing this back into my life. Please read the following page while you open the rest of the box. As they say in my hometown, don't forget to be awesome, from Quinn.
Do you want me to go through the box while you read it?
Sure.
Okay, I can do that.
The toothbrush was free from the insurance company at work. I figured artists can never have enough toothbrushes. And that's true, I do use a lot of them.
That's how you make
stars.
Galaxies.
Or
stars.
You could do it like making ocean spray.
Yep. Anything that is too fine
for a brush and you want to kind of splatter.
And you wanted to splatter it. Yep.
I got the tea from one of my favorite stores, 10,000 Villages. As it explains on the box, this tea affords small farmers better access to global markets to help them improve their own lives and their communities.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, I love chai. You've been saying for a while you want to take some trip north outside of PAX East, so I figured I'd tempt you with some lovely images from the capital region, New York.
Found it. Our colorful capital regions. Images from the Times Union. 28 drawings you can color from Times Union's photographers.
That's very cool and like a good way to show off the community.
So like, there's all
there's ducks.
Go to New York. They have to. Oh, I just realized I'm way off screen. You gotta do that over here. Just kind of flip through some of this stuff.
Very cool. That's the wrong way.
I couldn't tell. Things on the TV are backwards.
The next thing is I shared pictures of these with you on Twitter with you. I told you they looked better in person. I hope you'll agree. Sterling silver washer and wire and Swarovski crystal raviolis. I think that's how you say that word. I've been working towards opening an Etsy store and your channel has really encouraged me despite the difference in art mediums.
This thing?
Oh yeah, Quinn showed me pictures of these. Oh, wow.
Oh, these are impressive.
Yeah. I'll have to unknot this one, but
Like, really impressive.
Look how gorgeous this is.
There's, I mean, 4K and all that jazz, but I don't know if you'll be able to actually see exactly and appreciate, like, this is kind of like a cog, and there's fine wire that's wrapped around every tiny little piece of the cog, and it forms like this, like, spider web holding the stone.
It's so beautiful.
And that's really cool. Like, it's really cool looking. I like that a lot.
And just so Steven doesn't feel left out, I got a little something for him as well.
Rib cage. Thank you. It's a rib cage necklace.
Really great.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Man, I already, like, at some point, I don't know, like, exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I have, like, vague ideas of doing some sort of live action something with Fallout 4 for a finale, similar to maybe what I did with Skyrim, and this may be used in some form or fashion, because it's too perfect. Thank you.
In the second box, the one marked via Katie from Peachtree City, Georgia, is a thing I considered to be commissioned for you at the end of Fallout, but that won't be for a few years. My friend is incredibly talented when it comes to customizing pop figures right down to tiny details.
And there's also...
It says, bonus, Starcrossed is an important new book about a middle school-aged girl figuring herself out. It's a young reader book, but maybe you two have a library you can donate it to.
Starcrossed. Barbara
It's a pretty cover. Like it.
Starcrossed takes the drama, humor, friendships, misunderstandings, and romance of Romeo and Juliet and transforms them perfectly to the middle school stage. One word about this honest, heartfelt middle grade novel for the theater geek in each of us: encore. I like the...
Gail Carlson Levine reviewed it.
I don't know who that is.
She wrote Ella Enchanted, which they made into a movie.
Oh. I think I've heard of that film, but I didn't know that it was a book. Although, to be honest, most movies were books at some point. Cool, thank you. And now that we have followed the directions of the sign that was inside the box, we can go through that box.
There's a little crepe paper flower.
Look at that.
And it looks like there's a letter here.
My name is Katie, and my friend Quinn commissioned my services to create and customize something for you. Please feel free to remove both objects from their respective boxes for a closer look. There are many tiny details added in. Also, a fun little side note, the larger box is actually a misprint from the factory. There's a rather silly misspelling on the side, but don't worry, despite it being an error print, it wasn't worth much more than a correctly spelled one. I did have a mild heart attack before I realized how common the mistake was, though. Anyway, I've rambled enough. Enjoy your custom surprise. The flowers for Mal. Mal, I love you. I mean, your Mal makes videos. Yeah, that's what I meant. Hope you like it. From Katie. P.S. Yes, the hat fits, but it is a little snug. Be firm but gentle.
So the first thing I unwrapped was this, and it says Vault-Tec. It says, good luck out there.
Ooh. Vault-Tec hard hat. Your safety is our #1 priority. Good luck out there. It says, by purchasing and using this Vault-Tec product, you hereby release Vault-Tec and any and all of its manufacturers from any future liability claims, including but not limited to nicks, cuts, lacerations, concave head wounds, lead poisoning, excessive vomiting, dizziness, confusion, blurry vision, sudden loss of hearing, headache, spoils, rash, or death. Vault-Tec Green is a registered trademark, and the color is protected by copyright law. Any attempt to replicate or use this color for personal or professional means will be met with the above-mentioned side effects and be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law should the individual in question manage to survive long enough to be summoned to a court of law. Have a pleasant day. Okay, so that's cute. Let's open this up. It's a little hard hat.
Ah, it's so cool.
Look at it. It's a little hard hat, and inside it says Grit Jones. That's amazing. So this is a custom hard hat for this figure. I'm really excited. Here. Oh man. Soul Survivor Grit Jones. It's a Grit Jones pop figure. That is amazing. Okay, well, I gotta put the hat on, so I'm gonna take this out of the box here. Oh, wow. Okay, I love this. This is super, super cool. I mean, it's a Grit Jones action figure. Quinn and Katie, thank you both so much. This is super awesome. I mean, between this and the rib cage necklace, like this is just super neat. And it also means a lot to me because like Fallout has been probably the hardest series to ever produce. The episodes, we're already getting to the point where Fallout is a longer series than Skyrim, just in terms of time. Like, I've poured so much time into this game, and I love it, and I love doing it, and it's just really great whenever, people enjoy the series to the extent that they're willing to, to do things like this. Like, that's really cool, and that means a lot to me, because Grit Jones has kind of taken on a life of his own. He's obsessed with hard tats and rib cages, and it's really weird, and I can't explain it.
Do you see, like, the scar?
Yeah, the scar's even there. Wow. That is super cool. Oh my god, the gun says Nuclear Nancy. Wow, the attention to detail is just incredible. Holy cow, that is awesome. I love this. Thank you so much. That's just super, super cool.
And both Quinn and Katie are very talented with like the jewelry and then the repainting of that. That's really awesome. Yeah,
that was awesome between both boxes. That was super, super cool. So thank you both so much. And for everyone who sent stuff in, thank you. I'm literally covered in like cool art stuff and biscuits and a book about biscuits and like video games, and there's just stuff all over, and it was just a really, really cool mail month. Oh, and a toothbrush.
Yeah.
Don't forget the toothbrush. If you're watching right now and you are interested in sending something in, you can. There's a link in the description box that'll tell you where to send stuff and what you can send, things of that nature. And, once again, thank you to everyone that sent mail in this month. We will be back in the middle of in the middle of the June vlogs to open the month of May. And now we return you to your regularly scheduled vlogs where I am still recovering from the appendectomy, and very soon
going on a trip across the country.
I go to a trip across the country to do
rock climbing.
Because that was
the best thing to do a week later.
I mean, it was the best timing ever, right? It all works out. Not to spoil the vlogs, but
he's alive and well.
I'm okay. So, yeah. Thanks again for sending stuff. If you're interested in sending stuff, check out the description. Otherwise, enjoy my appendectomy recovery.